Hello, and welcome to this afternoon's makeup of our Loud and Proud episode. As you can see next to me, I have an amazing human. Oh, you're on this side of the screen over here. I have a Mr. Nick Newell with me. He is an MMA extraordinaire who initially retired, but has recently announced that he is going back into the ring. So we have lots to chat about, Mr. Nicholas Newell. First of all, welcome and thank you for coming and hanging out on Loud and Proud. Can you tell us, first of all, where you are and a little bit about what you do?
Okay. Thanks for having me on. I'm glad to be on the show. Honored that you asked me. I am currently residing in my home state of Connecticut. I run a business out of West Haven, Connecticut, Fighting Arts Academy, CT. And, I'm a professional mixed martial artist. So I fought professionally for a number of years. I have a record of 13-1 as a pro, and I won a world championship and, a legitimate world championship. And, in 2015, I had a couple fights in a row where I was like kind of beat down and beat up. And I decided I needed something a little more steady and I was going to focus on my business. So I opened up my business and it's doing really well. And now I'm ready to get back into the fight game. I'm only I'm not a young buck, but I'm only 31 years old, and I feel like I'm one of the best in the world. And I can say that all I want, but it's not true unless I prove it.
Unless you go back in and prove it. We'll go back and touch on the small business that you've opened up, which is growing and huge. But I want to talk about, you are in the lightweight division, and when do we know when your first fight back is yet? Do we have details of that, or what is next in that realm? How do we find that?
I'm kind of it's weird because I'm ready to come back and I'm training for my comeback. The timeline is looking like late February, early March, for me to step back in the cage. Luckily I signed with a great organization, LFA, and they're one of the bigger organizations out there, and they send a lot of guys to the biggest show. They send a lot of guys to UFC and I think it's a good opportunity for me. They gave me a lot of freedom. So they basically told me, like, whenever you're ready to fight, let us know and we'll put you on basically any card that you'd like to go on. So the timeline is going to match up perfectly for me because I have all this freedom to decide. And that's one of the reasons why I went with them.
It's amazing. I'm really, really excited for you. I never ever have watched one of your fights live, but that's always been intentional because I want to know that you didn't get hurt before I watch the fights. But I'm very excited for you to go back in the cage and to be fighting, and to, continue to reclaim the fact that you have this amazing reputation and that you are one of the best fighters. Of course, what I like to talk about a lot, and the reason that we met and are friends, is the fact that you also, like I was born with one hand. So you going into the cage, there's the nub right there. There it is. You going into the cage also get a lot of extra media attention around the fact that you have this difference. How does that affect your fights? Does that affect your fights? What does that mean to you, being a fighter with one hand?
I mean, to me, it doesn't really mean anything. I'm just a realist, and I'm comfortable with myself. I think that's one thing that a lot of people struggle with that are born missing limbs or stuff is being comfortable with yourself. And I'm lucky enough to have found that peace, and found that balance where I realize that I'm different, and I know that I'm different, and I know that to me life's not going to be fair. It's going to be a lot harder for us to do things, and it's going to be harder to get respect. and it's going to be harder to keep that. And people are going to always have comments on no matter what you do, like, oh, I said you shouldn't do that. People are always waiting to say something, you know. For me, it helped me a lot, get attention and become a name. So it was good. But, at the end of the day, I also face a lot harsher criticism. But I mean, I am the way I am, and I'm fine with that. I'm not running around screaming like, I only have one hand. Isn't this amazing? Like, I just want to be treated like everybody else, and I expect that if I were to lose, that people would say bad things about me, and if I were to win, people say good things about me, and I have my critics and stuff like that, and I'm just fine with it because um, I'm comfortable in what I'm doing, and I realize that the way I train and the things that I do, I'm doing everything the right way, and I'm a good person, and I'm respectful, and I'm just a hard worker, and I'm a blue collar type worker out there in the cage when I fight, and I do this for fun. So if I wasn't enjoying it, I got to a point where I wasn't enjoying it, so I needed to take a break, and now I miss it, and I realize that how much I love it. You don't really know how much you love something until you lose it, you know.
Yep.
And it's time for me. It's time because I'm really good. I mean, I can say that all the
You
time,
are
but
really
I only
good.
have one loss, and the guy's number 5 in the world in my weight class, and I had some really good moments where I put him in some danger, and he ended up winning, and I'm okay with that. Obviously at first I wasn't. It took me some time to get over it because I hate losing, but 13 wins, one loss, and a world title. Why am I sitting around here, doing nothing when I could be building a legacy for myself?
Yeah, I mean the fight is inside you, and I know, speaking kind of collectively as the community of people who have gotten to know you over the years, that we are all so excited because whether you realize or acknowledge or care, there's this whole huge community of people who are so excited that you can, with your amazing attitude and with your amazing confidence, walk into the ring where people are talking about this physical difference and just, well, beat the crap out of people. But do so, but play the game, play it fair, play it right, and win and prove that the difference isn't a big deal. Literally, the point that we talk about a lot and that we share all the time is that yes, it's there, yes, it's different, but I can perform at the same level of you as you, and you are a living, breathing testament of that. So, I just am so excited for you to go back and to continue to prove that to people. Let's talk about your business that you've opened. I got to visit it last year. Actually, I visited Connecticut and I came to see it. It's an amazing space. It's awesome. So yeah, tell people about your business and what you're doing there.
Yeah, definitely. I've slid into a coaching role. In Connecticut, there's actually a lot of great places to train and good places to work out and stuff. But they're mostly focused on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or just kickboxing. And I wanted to open up a facility that was focused on learning mixed martial arts. So not only learning the individual aspects, the striking, the grappling, and the wrestling, but mixing them all together and having an opportunity to learn, the proper way to fight and basically train like the champions are training and train like the best guys and girls in the world are training. And, I didn't feel like Connecticut had that. And that's just my opinion. A lot of people would disagree. And I shouldn't say that because there's a few places out there that are pretty damn good. So, just my way of doing it. It didn't have the way that I like doing it, is what I'll say. And a lot of people got on board with that and were very receptive of it. And I have a lot of students, and I have a lot of students that just come to work out. They just come for the fitness classes. And I have people that come to learn but don't want to compete. And then I have some pretty serious competitors I have one guy, Justin Sumter. He's 5-0 under me. He's one of the top middleweight prospects in North America. And he's a stud, and he's a gentleman too, so I'm very glad to have him. And then I have just a whole team of amateur guys coming up that no one's heard of, but will hear of eventually.
So you effectively are training people who are also then going into the cage.
Yes. Most of my students don't, but some of them do. And the ones that do, they've been doing very well. So I'm happy.
Amazing. But in case you want to find that, I've put the Instagram handle specifically to your business there. Is that also the Twitter handle, Nick?
Yeah. I mean, I'm more involved in Instagram, and then you can find us on Facebook at fightingartsct.com. I post a lot of the workouts and stuff like that. Not, the most in-depth strategy and technique stuff, but just kind of cool if you're interested in checking and seeing what my people are doing, or if you live in Connecticut and want to come train, it's a great place. It's for everyone, beginners, experience, whatever.
Are able to be amazing. What am I trying to ask? As the trainer, as the coach stepping in, have you had to adjust in any way the way in which you teach in order to teach to people who have two hands? Did that question make sense?
So that's actually a really good question, because grips have always been an issue with me, because I don't know. I just use this grip the whole time. Okay, I always just grip over like this for everything I do, and pinch my elbows. So I grab my bicep on my short arm, and then I kind of clamp. So if I'm here, I'll grab and I'll clamp down. And everyone says your grip is so strong, and I use this. But a lot of the time that doesn't really work for everyone, So I have to kind of figure things out, and I have to research and do a little bit of extra work to make sure that I'm doing the right grip. So I look up how the best people do it. I pick my students' minds. I ask them, and I actually learn things from them. But there's two grips that I like the best, and that's cable grip and seatbelt grip. But I mean, that's like speaking a foreign language, to people that don't train. But I have to do extra research.
Oh, are you there, Nick?
Yeah, I lost did you hear my audio?
Yep, I lost you just for a second. You were talking about the cable grip and the C grip. Are those two grips that you have to adjust?
Two hand moves. Two hand moves. But my grip, actually, you could do seatbelt grip. So seatbelt grip is like this. So I do like a seatbelt grip on my arm up here, and then to get a tight squeeze, I pinch my elbows together, and instead of a lot of people pull up, but I squeeze it together, and then I crunch in, and it makes it like pretty tight. After 17 years of wrestling and fighting and doing stuff like that, I think I figured it out pretty well.
Figured out the right way to do it. So just adjusting is what I'm hearing. That figure out and experiment and do whatever you have to do to make it work. Am I putting words in your mouth? That sounds like what you're saying?
Yeah, no. I just see how the best guys and the most successful guys are doing it, and then I have a few students of mine that are very experienced in their own right, and help teach with me. I'm in charge, but I have a very strong team, and I have like the most technical guys I know on my squad. So we're doing great things over here, and we're helping each other. So it's good.
Awesome. Well, I'm so proud of you for opening a small business, and I'm so proud of you for getting back in the ring. You're doing amazing things, and for those of you who have never yet to meet Nick Newell, like, he's the real deal. We'll sit and chat about life and ridiculous things, and he tells the best stories also. So, I just couldn't be more proud of the work that you're doing. So congratulations for going back. Please do not get hurt. I will continue to not watch your fights until after I hear that you have not gotten hurt. But I'm so excited for you. So congratulations for making that decision, and for heading back in.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And obviously, I'm proud of you as well, my friend, for all the great things you've done and things you continue to do, and what you do for the community of one-handed people, no-handed people, one leg, whatever, anyone that's facing adversity. You continue to inspire people, and you keep a positive message, and you keep it lighthearted, and you know.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe a lot of the boys, look towards me, but there's, the girls need someone to look towards too, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that.
And the boys
For
and
sure.
girls, whatever, I don't know. It's just everyone.
Whichever, either way,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying and I appreciate it. So yet again, thank you for spending time with me. Congratulations on getting married. Nick just got married
Oh,
literally on
yes.
Friday. So major congratulations. Say hello to your wife for me.
I will. I see her every day. I see her every day. I'll definitely tell her that you said congratulations, and I'm sure she'll watch this too. She's obviously a big fan of yours, and she likes everything that you do, and she pays close attention to what you're doing, and she thinks the world of you. So I'll tell her that you said congratulations if she doesn't watch this.
Awesome. I love it. So yes, continued well wishes to you. Thank you for sharing your time. Yet again, I'm going to put up, if you want to find Nick or be able to contact him, there is that handle. Again, be looking for him back
Oh,
in the spotlight.
and
Yeah, go ahead.
Notorious Newell, at Notorious Newell too, if you want to send me a personal message.
Here we go. Hold on. I'm moving over to that one. I had it
Yeah,
ready.
there we
Just
go.
put it. So there is his personal if you're wanting to actually contact him personally. The greatest of great right here. Thank you so much again, Nick, for sharing your time with us today. And
Yeah.
again, thank you hold on, I'm going to move down to Public House Media for allowing us to be a show on their station. Again, this is Loud and Proud. We will see you next Monday.
Oh, and I got this.